Why is my spray gun spitting? The answer is that nut right there. Half a turn to the left should make all the difference in the world. Now let's get to the video. Alright YouTube, we got another video here on the Graco Magnum X5. I've owned it a while. If you've seen my other videos, I put a pump in this thing. I've worked on all sorts of stuff on this, and I've owned several of them. But the point is, here today, we're going to work on this gun. This is an SG2 gun. It comes with the Magnum X5 and the X7. And basically the difference between the X5 and the X7 is the stand that the X7 has. So you're pretty much paying for the stand, which is handy, but I really never need it. So, yeah, the gun, SG2. To say nothing of the flies in my head. Okay, I had to switch angles there. So, SG2 gun here, and let's start taking it apart. First you got to take the tip out, and then the spray guard. Okay, there's a seat down in there. This is what your tip rests against. So I'll put a new one of those in a second. Now let's take the filter out. Now this gun just kind of got set aside. So check that out. A lot of junk and paint when you think about it. But yeah, there's always something that ends up in there. But yeah, I'm going to ditch that filter. Anyway, here's your handle, your filter. And then one of the main problems with a gun after you use it a while is that the pin doesn't seat very well against the seat right here. So pop that off of there. This is a 5/8. Okay, your handle. This is the seat. Down in there, it's probably in pretty bad shape. That doesn't even look too bad. Okay, then this is your pin right here. But you need to take that little nut off the back first. So I have an 8 metric. So unscrew that. Off it comes. Back plate. And this is the back of the pin here. Pull it out. Okay, this spring, after a lot of use, wears out a little bit. It isn't quite as forceful, but that's the top of the pin. Actually looks in pretty good shape. But what happens here, okay, if you buy a new kit, and they're not cheap, they're like $60, you get this pin, you get the seat, and a new nut for the back, and most of them, I think, give you the, not sure if it's on here or not, give you a seal, I think, for the back. I'm not even sure. Most of the time, you can get away with an adjustment here before you have to buy a whole new $60 piece or pieces. And I'll show you that here in just a second. When you put your pin back in, don't push it in too far to start with. There is, if you can see that, there's flat sides on here that need to line up with the pin. So just use a little wiggle here and it goes in. Okay. This back one on. I'm not too tight on anything here yet. Don't forget your guard, trigger guard. Put your seat back on here. Okay. Now you can see that this has a lot of play in it, obviously, and some of that is because it's worn. But if I tighten this down and get it to the bottom, it'll bottom out right there. Okay, now the trigger isn't working at all. That's because I need to tighten this up. So now the more I tighten this, the more this handle is going to gain throw. So the thing about this, is you can over tighten this, and you actually, if you tighten it too much, you'll pull the seat or the pin away from the seat. Here, I'll demonstrate it. As I tighten this down, as I compress the spring, it'll pull the pin away from the seat and it'll leak. And a lot of times that's just an adjustment of this screw back here will make all the difference on how the gun performs. And I'll show you that here in a second. Alright, I'm going to blow air through this thing as if it was paint going through the gun. Now obviously when you pull the trigger, you should be able to get air through it. But I'm not even pulling the trigger here. Here I am. If you tighten this too far down and it's pulled too far away, obviously it won't seat. So all you really need to do is adjust this screw in the back, and as I release tension from the screw back here, as I let the spring decompress a little bit, the pin will move closer to the seat and it'll seat better. So you can hear it when I loosen this. So that's when I back off the nut a little bit off that screw. And now when I tighten it down, if you tighten this thing down too much, alright guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If it was helpful, please subscribe, like, comment, share, do all that stuff. See you in the next one.